Welcome to the third and final claymation tutorial. In this tutorial, we will be learning how to do animation. We already have our puppet and our set. Now we're going to learn how to light our set. You will need at least 2 of these clamp-on lights. I'm using 4 of them, 2 on either side of the set. You want to make sure that the lighting is balanced. Otherwise, it will throw shadows across the set. You can clamp these lights onto bookshelves or lamp poles. You might need to get creative with this. I recommend using 40-watt LED bulbs. You will also need tracing paper and masking tape. LED bulbs are better because they don't get hot like incandescent bulbs. The tracing paper will be used to diffuse the light. Diffusing the light is a really good way to prevent shadows. Use masking tape to tape a piece of tracing paper around all 4 sides of the lamp. To keep the lighting even during animation, wait until after dark to start animating, or block off all the light in your room using either cardboard or black plastic bags taped around all the edges of the windows. You don't want any light getting in. You want only artificial light because daylight changes throughout the day and animation can take a long time. I'm using a pencil as a tool for animating the puppet's face. You will need a small amount of modeling clay, the same color as the puppet's skin. This will be used for eyelids to make the puppet blink. You will need a device like an iPhone or an iPad for taking pictures and editing them into animation. Included in this video's description is a link to easy-to-use stop-motion software you can download for free, and a link to a video that shows you how to use it. Now I'm going to show you step-by-step how to animate your puppet picking a flower. Start by bending the neck so that the puppet will eventually be looking down at the flower. Bend the head a fraction of an inch and then take a picture. The tinier you make each movement before taking a picture, the better the animation will look. Now we will start gradually bending the puppet at the waist. Make sure that the knees are slightly bent to achieve optimum balance. Now we'll make the puppet take a tiny shuffling step forward and make the right hand reach out. The left hand will be moving slightly backwards. This all helps with the balance of the puppet. We want to make extra sure that the puppet doesn't fall over and stays firmly planted on the ground. After each tiny movement, take a picture. Make sure not to bump the phone or iPad. Try to keep it in the same exact spot. I highly recommend getting a tripod and remote for your phone or iPad because it will make keeping the camera still so much easier. But today, since this is a beginner's class, you're going to have to make do with touching the screen and trying your best not to move it around. Now I'm making the hand open a little bit to prepare for picking the flower by the stem. As you can see, I spend a lot of time smoothing out the clay as I go. Each time you move the puppet, it deforms the clay, making the arms and hands kind of bumpy. Each time I smooth out the clay, it does wiggle the puppet a little bit, so sometimes the animation ends up a little bit more wobbly than I'd like. If you don't smooth the clay out as often as I do, you will end up with smoother animation, but the puppet will end up having bumpy limbs. And you will probably end up seeing the wire armature underneath. Make sure that your hands and body are completely out of the frame before you take the picture. Now the hand is starting to grasp the stem of the flower. Be very, very careful that your puppet doesn't fall forward. Make sure that the knees are bent and the other arm is slightly back. After the thumb and palm are firmly wrapped around the flower, we can start moving the puppet back up to a standing position. After the hand is wrapped around the stem of the flower, carefully move the hand and flower up so that the flower is pulled out of the green clay grass. Now start bending the head and body back little by little, taking a picture each time until the puppet is straightened out and standing up. As I pull the right arm back, I am also bending it at the elbow, gradually bringing the flower up to the face so that the puppet can smell the flower. Okay, let's take a look at what the animation that we've just done should look like. The puppet bent its head and body down, picked up the flower, grasped it, pulled it up out of the clay grass, and then brought the flower up to its face. Now we're going to animate the puppet smelling the flower deeply. Take a very tiny piece of the skin-colored clay and shape it into a tiny eyelid that will fit over your puppet's eye. Press the eyelid down over the eye, covering it completely. Then make another eyelid and do the same to the other eye. And then take a picture. Now bring the flower up even closer to the face, very gradually, taking a picture each time. After taking several pictures of the puppet with its eyes closed, inhaling the flower, we can make the eyes open again. Carefully peel off the eyelids one at a time and then take a picture. Now we're going to make the puppet smile. Poke the point of your pencil into the puppet's mouth on either side, then take a picture, gradually extending the mouth into a smile, taking a picture each time. Now we will start to move the hand that's holding the flower down. Here's what the flower sniffing animation should look like. Now it's time for the puppet to give a little wave with its left hand. Start gradually moving the left hand up, bending at the elbow, taking a picture each time. Gradually move the thumb away from the palm and flatten out the hand so it looks like it's about to start waving. Now start moving the hand towards the left, bending at the elbow, and then back again to the right, taking a picture each time. You can make the puppet wave its hand back and forth as many times as you want. Let's see how it looks. After it was done waving, I lowered the hand and turned the puppet's body a little bit. Now let's review how that animation turned out. It takes a really long time to get good at animation. It's very, very detailed, meticulous, and slow. At first you'll make a lot of mistakes. Your puppet will probably fall over, you'll probably bump your camera or phone, and the movement will probably look kind of jerky. The more you do it, the better you'll get. Also, with a tripod and a remote for your device, it will get a lot easier. Next time, try animating some ideas of your own. If you keep it up, I promise you'll get better.